Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Truck, again. And right now, we are in downtown Camden, South Camden. And this is actually where I have some childhood memories that, I wanted to share with you guys about. When I moved to Camden, I was about 12 or close to 13 years old. And my grandfather had a newspaper stand in Camden. He lived in Lawnside, but he used to come to Camden and sell the newspaper on Sundays. He used to make a nice little grip. And if you look forward, you see that building that looks like a bank. Well, directly across the street, on my side of the street is where he used to have his stand. And I learned so much down here because Broadway is actually where, how can we say, this is the red light district of Camden. This is where all the prostitution goes on. This is all where all the crazy stuff like that goes on, especially at night. And basically, okay, let me zoom that. Basically, my brother and myself, we both came out here to help my grandfather. And in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, I'm sorry, Sunday mornings for the Sunday paper, what we would do is we come and we unload the paper off the Courier Post, the Bulletin, and the Philadelphia Inquirer, and we stack his stand up, and then I would go get the cart, which is probably about 6 or 7 blocks away from that corner, and I'd go get the shopping cart because I had a newspaper route that I used to deliver the Sunday newspaper on foot in this area. So you can imagine being 12 years old or 12, 13 years old, walking around downtown Camden, at 5 in the morning with a shopping cart full of newspapers. Of course, I had no money, so I wasn't a target. All that newspaper, unless the thief wanted to basically read his way out of poverty or out of being a stick up boy, it wasn't going to happen. Or a prostitute attack me, grab a newspaper. I don't know, but yeah. So during this time, man, and this is something for you young guys too, is watch drinking. That drinking stuff, man. Do not get inebriated. Do not get drunk. You know, if you're gonna drink, fine. Um, but don't get drunk because I'm gonna give you these two stories. Right. One day I was back, finished, delivering my newspapers, and my brother was out there with my grandfather, and he served. We used to have like aprons, like from the Bulletin and the Inquirer. I wish I kept my Bulletin, Philadelphia Bulletin apron, because I know it's a collector's item. Because that newspaper folded in the early '90s, or no, early '80s. Yeah, it was one of the most popular newspapers in Philly at one time. So basically, we had finished all that, and we look up and we see this guy, this Italian guy, because it was a lot. It's a lot of Italians used to live down here in South Camden. This was actually the Italian section of Camden at one point, and basically we see this guy named Mickey. Mickey was a cool dude. He used to come up to us, talk to us every time he bought a paper from us. Back then the newspaper was only 60 cents for the Sunday newspaper, 50 cent. So he just give us $1, man. It told us to keep the change. We used to get a lot of tips working for my grandfather, back in those days. And matter of fact, we only got paid $2 a piece to come out every Sunday, but that was our grandfather. We were out there for his safety because he was actually getting robbed. People were robbing him all the time. So that's why we came out with him so he wouldn't be alone. So basically, we would make a lot of tips. Cars would come up, and right next to us is Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here. So that when the parishioners came to church on Sunday, they used to grab a paper either before they came in and walk it back to the car, or when they came out. As a matter of fact, I used to have to walk a paper over to the priest every morning. And then, yeah, yeah, my grandfather was a good guy. So then basically, One day Mickey's walking down the street, and Mickey used to get lit up, man. He used to get so drunk, man. Let me tell you something, man. You can see Mickey walking down the street for like 5 blocks because his walk and his stumble was distinguishable above anybody else's, man. Now Mickey was about 5'5", right? So Mickey comes walking up on the corner. Every Sunday it's a regular routine. He's drunk. You can smell the alcohol on him. He smells like a brewery. And but he's such a cool dude. We just stand there and talk with him until he gets excited. When he talk, he starts spitting and stuff like that. But he used to be able to figure out, hey, it's time for me to go home. So then he grab a paper, give us our tip, and he go home. And he lived right down this same block that I'm sitting at behind me, right down the street. And but one Sunday, man, let me tell you something. One Sunday, early Sunday morning, man, poor Mickey, man, he was walking down the street, and this transvestite prostitute had his arm around Mickey, hugging him and kissing him. You know what I'm saying? And walking him to his house. And I was like, oh no. Me and my brother was just looking at it like, oh no, they got him. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Broadway. This is a red light district. If they can catch you out there, that's what they do. That's what they will do. So this dude, I hope he did not do anything with Mickey. You know what I'm saying? I hope he didn't, rape him. I don't know if he robbed him or not. But but that's what happened. Then maybe a month later, that same transvestite, it was a guy that was it was a black guy that was a cab driver, had his own cab. He was real cool. He used to talk. He was an older guy. He used to talk to my dad, my grandpa, all the time about everything. And he was real cool. He's cool with us and everything. One day, that same transvestite caught him out there drunk, walking home. And he walked him around the corner where that car just came out of that red light, and the same thing, man. So when you get drunk, man, you have what do you call y'all call them nowadays a sidekick, not a sidekick, but whatever you guys call them. Have one of them guys, man, to help you, because man, there's some evil, wicked people out here that will take advantage of you and hurt you. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. It's on a side note, man. The stuff I seen at that age, man, on that corner. Matter of fact, when I was younger, my brother actually saw somebody get shot and killed right here on this corner. But basically, there used to be this transvestite that was like, I guess she was, or he or she was basically halfway done with the operation, man. She used to stand on that corner where that tow truck is coming out right now, and she used to flash her prosthetic breast at every car that came past, man. And me and my brother be like, oh. And the thing about it, the dude, his face, man, looked like a pit bull. I was like, man, who's going to pull over for that, But dudes did, I guess they were that desperate. But, yeah, this is Broadway, downtown Camden. I had a lot of good memories with my grandpa. The only sad thing about it is that my grandpa used to get robbed all the time. Dudes always pulling a knife on him and everything, especially if we weren't on the corner with him. But we used to stay out. We used to be here about 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little earlier. I can't remember. About 5 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. The reason why we stayed to 12 in the afternoon and we could go home, he'd be safe, because the church, this area would be very, on Sunday it would be very like active. So he didn't have to worry about getting robbed. So then we take the 2-mile walk home, back home, and from there we walked to the grocery store and buy some food for the family. Me and my brother, we were hustlers when we were kids, man. Let me tell you something. When we were kids, we in West Philly, where we grew up first, we used to shovel snow. We used to make $100 each every time it snowed in the 70s. And back in the 70s, it snowed like at least once or twice a month, or three to four times a month. Had to be. It was always 5-6 inches of snow or more. So we used to go out and we used to actually give the money to our parents. You know what I'm saying? The mortgage of that house in Philly was only $125 a month, and we were paying it. It's not like the family needed the money. My father was a correction officer. Well, at the early 70s, my father sold cars, and he used to make like $1,500 a week. But we were still taking the money that we made and gave it to our parents. And basically, we used to keep a little for our sides. Just I used to buy nothing but Army men, toy guns, Army men. Matter of fact, you know, in my family, it's a joke that for everybody's birthday, I still got a toy gun. So if it was my sister or my brother's birthday, I still got a toy gun for their birthday. So I was into guns. I was fascinated with guns since I was a little kid. Then it turned into knives. I do have a knife collection. I will be making a video about that, you know. But once again, I thank you guys for subscribing. I know this video is kind of long, but I hope it was interesting. Let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know, throw some video suggestions. But although I do have enough video suggestions to last like this year, honestly, because like I was telling my family member, I told my mom, I said, well, what are you telling them? I said, Mom, I lived in the hood for 27 years. I got stories for days, for decades. I could write a book. I could write 2 books, 3 books about my life, you know. So thanks once again. Remember, Jesus Christ is Lord. Peace out.